Hello everybody, today we've had a pretty busy day, so we want something that's easy and quick to cook. So we've got a bed of lettuce here for a salad. We're going to make this fresh, quick and simple. So we've shredded up some lettuce with the food processor. We've got some shredded carrot, red onions, which you use for salad. They're a lot better than brown onions for salad, although sometimes they are pretty damn hot, so you got to watch them too. We got some tomato here and some cucumber. Today we're going to put some lemon juice on our fish we have here. This is Nile perch. And also combine it with some thyme and parsley flakes for a bit of flavour, as well as seasoning it with salt and pepper. We also have tartare sauce here, which is a pretty good dressing, well it's sort of like a dressing, for any like seafood things. We're also going to make a quick garlic sauce, which we will put on our prawns. We have freshly cooked prawns here, and we've taken the tails off them. So first off, we're going to start with something that's not really going to bother us if the temperature gets or not, because salad generally doesn't get affected by the heat. But before we start, we've got chips in here, which we're going to have on the side with the salad. There's not much in there because this meal should be pretty filling, or it is pretty filling. So we've got our chips there. We've also got a pan with some oil in there. It's not heated yet, and this is the saucepan we're going to use to make our garlic sauce in. So we've got a wooden spoon here. We're not going to hit anyone with it, we're going to use it to make a salad. So we'll start off with our lettuce. We're just going to put that in there, so just chuck that in there. The dressing we're using for this is Fraser's French dressing. So this is our favourite French dressing to put on our salads, and some other meals we're going to show you later. So we've got our carrot here. Just going to pop that all in. We're just going to chuck everything in before we mix it. So we're just going to sort of sprinkle these in because we don't want them like that, so we're just going to break that one apart. Now they might be red onions, but they're definitely just as hot as brown onions sometimes. That's also another thing the French dressing should do. It should sort of take some of the heat out of them. So these sort of onions are ideal for salads. But they hurt the eyes just as much as the brown ones do, so you're not going to win anywhere there. So I'm just going to chuck them in. I'm just going to chuck our tomatoes in. And lastly, our cucumber. So we're going to turn that in. Use a spoon. Might be easy to use your hand. You can use whatever you want. Doesn't matter. As long as it gets mixed. It's pretty actually easier just to mix it in that way. So this is actually really quick to do. So we just keep chucking that around until we feel like it's mixed it up. And then grab our French dressing. You just do it to taste, so it doesn't. I just put a fair amount in. So it was up there and now it's down there, so that's about how much I'll put in. But this is a good dressing for something like this. It's a fresh dressing. Nice. I'm not sure what the ingredients are in there, but you can see all that stuff. But it's a pretty good dressing to go with salads. So this is a fresh salad. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be for summer, but it's not necessarily easily. So we're going to come to the place. I'm just going to establish this on our bed of lettuce we have already prepared. I'm going to sort of try and get an even proportion. And just put that on each plate. Yeah, so that didn't take very long to make. Probably takes longer to prepare and cut everything than it does to actually throw it together for this salad. And there's still a fair amount there left, so that's probably a good thing to have with some lunch. You know, something, a fresh salad on the side. So I'm just going to put that over for now. I'm just going to quickly wash my hand off. Okay, so what we're going to do with the fish is, we're going to put it on the chopping board here. There's nothing on here, there's no bones or scales or anything like that, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stab it. So this is where we'll what we'll do is we'll get some lemon juice. And we're just going to, there's no seal on that, is there? I don't think so. I don't know. Oh no, it's coming out. There you go. I'll put that there. And we're going to grab some parsley. Just to one side. And we're going to have some thyme. So I don't want to sort of rub it into the fish. Tap it in. Also probably season with some salt. Whoops, that was loud. And some pepper. You can use, I think this is white pepper, white ground pepper. You can use white pepper, doesn't matter. So there we are. I don't think we're going to do the other side because we're just going to fry this down when we put it in the fry pan. So that should do it. So we're just going to repeat the process again. So grab our knife. And you need to stab plenty of places, plenty of times. Why don't you just let all your aggravations live out on the fish? So just stab that. So we've got plenty of holes in there. Now we should be able to get some of those, see the holes? We should be able to get some of those flakes and lemon juice in there so the flavours go throughout the fish. If you don't like lemon juice, I think it should be alright without it, so you just put it on without it. Because not everyone likes lemon juice and citrusy things like that, acidic stuff like that. So it just depends on what everyone likes, so you can leave that out. We're going to try and rub them into the stabbed wounds, so rub the salt into the wound, literally. So we'll grab our time again. Just put that on there. Sort of push it into those wounds we made with the knife. I don't know if you can really call it wounds because they're dead, but anyway, you get the analogy. So put salt in there, then some pepper. Now you can probably season with as much pepper and salt as you want, and thyme and parsley. So there we have it. I will be back when we season the other two pieces of fish. We'll see you shortly. Everybody, welcome back. We've done our fish. As you can see, it's all done. We're not actually going to cook this straight away because this actually cooks pretty fast in a fry pan. So what we're going to do is we're going to make our quick garlic sauce. So I've got some garlic here. We just chopped it up. So I'm just going to put a bit of oil in the saucepan first. I just light the stove, obviously, I have to do that. So just a bit of oil in there, just so we can cook and fry those things. So that's probably enough oil, because you don't actually want too much oil in there. So we're just going to put the jet on. Bear with me. There we go. So just going to put that on, and we're going to chuck our garlic in there. Now it really depends on how much you really want to put in there. It doesn't really affect anything too much. So just going to put that in there. Oh, you're back. I've got to grab a fork. Got to grab that. I need a fork. Or a spoon. Either one. Doesn't matter. Just going to get that in there. What we're also going to do is going to grab our parsley. I'm going to put those capful of that in. I'm going to cook them off together so the flavours come out before we do anything else. So just going to stir that until you get a vibrant smell of flavours of garlic and stuff like that, and when it's sort of softened up a bit. So you don't want to burn it, so you've got to keep stirring it. The reason we're going to leave our fish like till the very end is because it only takes, I don't know, like 5 minutes to cook off a piece of fish. And while we're going to cook up our fish, at the same time as when we do that, we're going to cook off our chips as well. These are starting to try and stick, and they're browning off now, and the flavours are coming out in that oil. I can smell, you can't obviously smell it, but I can smell the garlic. So what we're going to do, see if it's browned off a bit, we're going to take that off the heat now. Add flour down. And we have butter. We're also going to have a bit of butter in there as well. Spoon. Now I'm going to add the butter in first. Sort of gives it a creaminess to it, sort of. Sort of like a butter, the butter adds a bit of creaminess to the sauce. Well, I find that it does. There's no heat in it, though, so it's still cooking. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a couple of tablespoons. Doesn't matter if they're like mountains, doesn't matter. To there. So what we want to do is we want to create what's called a roux, which is like a smooth mixture. You'll know what when I show you what it looks like, you'll get what I'm talking about. So something sort of like this. You can add more flour in, but we don't want it too thick, so I'm just going to leave that at that. It's pretty smooth, texture-wise. I'm going to add in some milk. Now I'm just going to roughly put in milk so that it's sort of creamy and the consistency is not too thick. So that should probably do it. So we want a smooth and sort of thick but not too thick. Just going to mix that all in before we put it on the stove. So I'm going to put that back on there. So you have to keep stirring this as well. Because there's milk in there, obviously when it gets hot you don't want it to curdle. So keep stirring it, that will prevent that from happening. So I'm just going to grab some salt and pepper as well. Chuck a few shakes in there. That's a bit more than a few, but. And some pepper in there too. Not too much, because Mum doesn't like too much. But you can add more if you want to. Just Mum's not one for spices very much, so we don't really add much to our meals. But if your family all like spice, well, you can go crazy to your heart's content. Doesn't really matter. So you're going to keep that stirring. It should thicken up a bit as it starts to heat up. As I said, we don't want it too thick. I don't want it. If you want a thick consistency, it's up to you, but I don't want it too thick. We might just come back when that starts to thicken out. We'll see you shortly. Hey everybody, welcome back. This is our first 2 pieces of fish that's been cooked. As you can see, it's white, and it's literally falling apart. So it's, you know, it's pretty easy to fall apart. So that's those 2 pieces cooked. Now I'm just going to quickly put these in here. Our chips are cooked too, so that's good. Be careful, because it's hot. Last thing we need is anyone burning themselves. We'll fix those down the way. We're going to put those very quickly. Now the perfect way to finish off the meal, if you like, we're Aussies here, so hey, Jack's going to get a jug out, because we're all pissed hot. And we're going to pour some beer to have all our dinner. This one, some prices. So we just have homemade beer here too. Like I said, we're pissed off. So we make our own beer too. So before we put that other fish in the fry pan, we actually took anything left over remaining from the other fish we just took out, so it wouldn't stick to the new fish you put in there. That's enough. So yes, so we have a beer with our fish and our prawns and everything like that. And our chips are done. Now it is a bit tricky to try and take the fish out when it's cooked because it does try to fall apart. But we might just come back when we are ready to show you the plate after we've dished up. We'll see you shortly. Hi everybody, so this is our finished product. So we have our salad, our prawns are covered in our garlic sauce which we made earlier. We didn't actually need to reheat that because it was still hot enough by the time our fish was done. So here's our fish. Obviously you can see when we try to plate it up it has fallen apart on pretty much all of them. And we have our chips on the side there. So there we have it. Wasn't too difficult, didn't take too much time. So if you found this video enjoyable or anything, if you liked it, just like and subscribe. See you next time with our next video.